Welcome to the Better Business Podcast. I'm your host, Austin Zelan. Join me week after week as I interview high-level entrepreneurs on their journey to success, both in business and personal development. Each week presents new stories to learn from and new ideas on how to run a better business. Stay updated with all the guests we'll have by subscribing to this podcast. Welcome to another episode of Better Business with Austin Zelan. I'm super excited to have our guest, Douglas James, with us here. He's going to tell us about virtual real estate. Now, this is something that I've never heard of before until I met him, so I'm very excited for him to share more about that and exactly how it works. And I'm sure you guys are as well. As business owners, there are so many different things that we can learn that can help us run a better business. And I think Douglas is going to help us a lot with that today. So thank you so much for joining me today, man. Can you tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey and how you got started in that space?
Yeah, Austin, thank you so much for having me, man. It's really cool to be here with you. I was in the Navy for 10 years and I got to travel all over the world and do and see amazing places. I think, the highlight of my career in the military was going on a humanitarian mission back in like 2015. So I literally went to go build schools for kids in Papua New Guinea, Fiji, and the Philippines. And what that did was, at that point in my career, is I realized, I think I'd done all I can do in the military. By that time, I was in E6, which is like a high-ranking supervisor position. And I did that in just 5 years when it takes the average person like 12 years to do that. So needless to say, I was all about helping other people, better their careers. And as a leader in the military, that's what it's all about. It's helping your junior sailors, your junior service members excel their careers. Because if you can do that, you can excel advance your career, make more money, take care of your family, do all the finer things. So learning the key concepts of like leadership, marketing, and sales was truly instilled in me when I was in the military because I learned how to make it rank super fast. Like, have you ever heard of going up for Sailor of the Year, or, Service Member of the Year or anything in the military?
I haven't, no.
So every single year at every command, you have an opportunity to be selected for this prestigious award. That means you've really went outside the box. You've excelled really far in your career. And, I ended up going up for Sailor of the Year at the President's Hospital in Bethesda, Maryland, where I actually got to meet President Obama at the time. And when you're going up for Sale of the Year, you're in a hallway with 5 other super prestigious service members that have excelled their career, that have done phenomenal things, even some wounded warriors in that line. And as you're standing there, you go in front of a board of like 5 to 6 other military leaders, and it's up to them to determine who is more honorable in deserving that award, right? And this is out of hundreds of thousands of service members in the military. So to be on the board and to be in front of them, for one, is a huge honor. But you have to really understand that you're marketing yourself and selling yourself to this board of members, right? So you go up there, they answer your questions, they look at your uniform, your attention to detail, all of these things. And I was just able to understand at an early age, I had the strong leadership that, you have to market yourself, you have to sell yourself, and you have to be a strong leader to win these awards. So I literally just took everything that I learned in the military and I just applied it in my civilian life because I started to realize what my hourly rate really was. And at $30 an hour, I was like, no, I think I'm worth like 1,000 or even 10 grand an hour, And if you have those thoughts, if you're in a 9-to-5 job or in a corporate job and you're working for a boss that doesn't appreciate you, you're like, man, I think I need to do something else. What if I created my own digital economy? And that's exactly what I started to do. And then I started to make money outside the military, and it's all from there.
And so how did you get that start? What were some of the first things that you did to start making money outside your job?
Yeah, so it's a fun story because I think most people, when they want to make more money, they already have a job, right? For example, I know that, a lot of people might be listening, hey, I'm an investor, I'm a business owner. You understand the genesis story, right? If you're working a 9-to-5 job for someone, your first thought to go make more money is to get a second job. So I got into nightclubs, working Friday, Saturday, Sunday night till 4 a.m. What I would do is I learned direct message marketing on Instagram. And what I would do is I would DM girls that were posting the specific hashtags that they were posting at the club with all their friends. And I would just DM them and say, hey, come Friday night, free drinks and table service, right? And then guess what? Friday night, the club will be filled with girls. Guess who's outside in line? 300 dudes trying to get in, right?
Mhm.
So what we would do is say, hey, if you want to get in the club, you have to buy a table or come in on a table. And guess what? We'll give you 50% off and it's already full of girls. And guess what they did? They all bought and they would drop 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 grand in a night. I would walk with a few grand every night, but I was out till 4 a.m. drinking. And then I was like, man, I got to find something else. So my buddy was talking about this MLM, which is a pyramid scheme. Never do it because you will lose money. 99% of people lose money. I was having these mixers. I was selling these supplement products. People would come, I spent like thousands of dollars and they would eat and drink all my stuff. So I ended up like losing money in that. I was like, I got to get into something else. So I ended up finding like SEO, which is search engine optimization. So you rank websites on Google, more clicks equals what? More customers, more money through the door for the business. So I end up getting like 10, 15 clients paying me 2, 3 grand a month. I was making like, after like 6 months, I was making like 30 grand a month. Well, guess what? Back in 2015, this algorithm update comes out, completely destroys my business. All my clients disappear from page one, and I lost my $30,000 a month business overnight. I was like, man, I am defeated. I am desperate. I don't know what to do. So I had one client says, hey, you're a dirt bag, but I love you. What are you going to do for me? I said, well, let me run you some traffic on Facebook and Google and let's pay for ads and see if we can get you customers. I had nothing. I had no idea how to run paid ads at all. Lo and behold, I did it. I worked out a 20% profit deal for 30 days. And then he wrote me a check for like 4 grand after 30 days. And I was like, boom, this is it. I had the belief that I can do this, do it better. And I went on to scale my company past $70 million doing exactly that.
Wow, that's amazing. So basically, what I'm hearing here is that you had this desire to make some more money, right? And you tried different things, but you also knew when to pivot. When something stopped working, you were immediately able to pivot instead of just being depressed about it or sad. You didn't really know what to do. You immediately pivoted to something else, and then you figured out that you could make it work, and you went all in on it. So what's one thing that you would say, or like one skill set that allowed you to learn things so quickly? Like you just pivoted from SEO to digital marketing, and how were you able to make it work so fast?
I think when there's 2 things, and I appreciate that question. There's 2 things that I've personally seen in myself and I've seen after coaching over 15,000 people in our paid community. There's 2 things that happen. Number one, there's a reason why you woke up today and put on your suit. I'm assuming, obviously, money, power, all those things are cool, but I'm assuming that there's someone that loves you, that looks up to you, or there's someone that you love that depends on you to take care of them, right? Or at the end of the day, if it's not for anyone else, it's also for yourself. So you have the why. We've heard all the why. So for me, I have 2 daughters, right? If I don't win, they lose, right? And I keep that in the back of my head every single day. And I'm a winner. I'm a champion at heart. I got 5 Navy and Marine Corps achievement medals in my 10 years. I made E6 in 5 years. I was selected as SEAL of the Year, got to meet President Obama. And I say all that not to boast, but because I'm a champion and I want to be a repeat winner. So once you have a drive and a why as to why you're doing something, you really have to tap into something called the champion's mindset, right? I think we all know about the human mind. Why? Because we're all born with it. And what does the human mind care about? It cares about survival. It cares less about your goals, dreams, aspirations. Anything that you want to do, you have to instill this champion's mind to be a repeat winner, not a one-act wonder. So I've tapped into that energy and I understood what it takes to win. And if you can do that and repeat, and if you have a system that's duplicatable, repeatable, you can keep getting the consistent result over and over again. That's number one. Number two, if you've ever been in a very dark place in your life where you've hit rock bottom, i.e., filed bankruptcy, had a divorce, lost someone that you loved, you never want to fucking be there again, right? So if you hit rock bottom, that triggers you to immediately pivot and turn around and do something different. Why? Because there's people that look up to you. There's people that depend on you to get the job done. If I don't win, my daughters lose. And that's why I keep going. So that's the 2 reasons why pivoting is so important. I think the entrepreneur spirit at heart, you have to be able to stay in the game. Like you didn't sign up to dip your toe to see what the temperature was. No, you freaking jump all in. You ever did a cold bath? You got to jump straight in, man.
Yeah.
And you got to bite it and you got to stay in there for 2-3 minutes and test your mindset. This is what it's all about. So if you sign up to be in business, if you sign up to be an entrepreneur, an investor, you have to be able to weather tough times, and hard times. Otherwise, you can go back to TGI Fridays and make tips, right? This is not for everyone, but if you want to change your life, create your own economy, and do big things and impact people and leave a legacy and a life that's worth leaving when you're gone, you have to tap into that champion's energy.
Definitely. Yeah, I love that. And let's talk a little bit more about that champion's mindset or that winner's mindset. Do you believe that anybody can develop it, or do you have to have some natural talents or instincts that can kind of guide you down that path?
I think 100% it can be developed and it can be earned with time, attention, and practice over a long period of time.
Staying consistent with it.
Staying consistent, right? Like I said, if you have a why, if you hit rock bottom, you never freaking want to be there again, and you don't want to. You don't. I think the number one thing people don't want to have happen is feeling like they've let other people down, right?
Yeah.
And if they stay consistent, if they stay in the game, they will find and develop that. But it's all about recognizing, again, that there's a human mind that you're born with, and it could care less about your goals, dreams, aspirations, like I said. I actually learned this from my mentor, Dr. Jeff Spencer. So Dr. Jeff Spencer is he's an Olympian, and he trained 40 gold Olympians. He worked with Lance Armstrong through all 9 Tour de France's, Tiger Woods, Jim Quick, a lot of people that we know in the entrepreneurial space. He even coached the executive suite at Nike and Hitachi. But he opened my mind to this whole idea of this winning mentality, this Mamba mentality that we heard from, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, right? So one of the things I really love about him that he talks about as well is the champion's blueprint, right? You're like, Doug, what's actually the roadmap here? Well, picture a toilet seat or an oval, right? Half of it is preparation. The other half is performance. Most people, when they get into business or a skill or do a thing, they're like, I want to perform, go, go, go. I need to hit, 10 grand a month, 50 grand a month, multiple 7 figures a year. Well, it's like, dude, you don't even know what you're doing yet, how to sell it or anything. You have to prepare. And I think that's the first step, is understanding that there is time and attention that goes into preparation first, and then you can go into performance, right? And guess what? When you're performing, you're not going to hit the big goal right away, right? The first thing you knew is you need to establish belief. But to get to belief, there's a daily grind. It's you showing up every single day for hours, weeks, months, even sometimes years, and expecting nothing in return. You have to have delayed gratification. We live in a world right now, dude, where everyone wants gratification or dopamine right now. We scroll TikTok, watch crazy videos, right? And people are making millions and billions of dollars off of us. What if we flip that table and made millions and millions of dollars off them and monetize that attention too? So attention monetization is one thing that I've tapped into, why I've been so successful as well. But you have to show up, daily grind every day. And then, just like when I had my client pay me that check for $4,000, I didn't have belief then because I didn't know if it was going to work. But as soon as I got the check, it instilled belief. And that's when I knew I could do it again.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. And so as you're developing that winner's mindset, what are some places that you look to that you can learn from? Is it just mentors? Is it maybe certain educational programs or books? Where have you learned the most?
I've learned the most by just cultivating an environment of success, including my friends who I spend my time with, obviously books that I read, events that I attend, masterminds that I'm part of. I spend multiple 6 figures a year just to be around people that are making way more money than me, right? I'm not at the bars. When I was in the military, I was hanging around with the wrong friends. It was about who was dating who, who's cheating on who's going to buy the next round of drinks, right? Now it's all about what's the next, 8-figure deal we can engineer, who do we need to do and cut our social media, right? It's all of these types of conversations now. So cultivating the environment for success, guess who's responsible for that? You. You're 100% responsible for your circle. If you allow people in your circle, that's not adding to your life. That's no one's fault but you. You got to wake up every day and you got to look in the mirror, and you can't look through a window. Most people want to look through a window and say, hey, it's his fault. We have this victim mentality. No, look the person in the mirror. This is your fault. Step up. You got to change your own life. And it starts with the people that you wake up with every single day and hang out with. So get around mentors, get around coaches. I tell my community all the time, I have events all the time. Like, come be and network and be in the room with people that are successful. I have people that have made multiple 8 figures in our coaching company. I'm like, come meet these people and learn from them. Like, they inspire me. Like, I've done incredible things, but look at these guys. They've gone on and taken my methodologies and foundation and built crazy companies that have exceeded my company, and that you want that to happen, right? You want the mentee to outshine the mentor, right? Bruce Lee defeated his mentor, right? That's exactly what you want. That's when you've reached peak level success, when you have your students elevate beyond your results. And that's a beautiful thing to see, man. But I'd say get a coach, get a mentor. If there's somewhere you want to be, you have to go find people that are already doing it or doing it farther along than you're doing it now.
Yeah, definitely. Now, tell us a little bit more about virtual real estate. You mentioned it earlier on, and I want to know what exactly is that and how can we learn from it?
Like, is it physical real estate or is it virtual? It's like, it's
Yeah.
a really catchy hook. And I coined virtual rental properties because real estate, physical real estate, your apartment buildings, residential, commercial, which I'm an investor in, these are great. There's a lot of advantages to it, tax mitigation, all kinds of stuff, right? But most people think and believe that that's the only path to wealth, it is an incredible path to wealth, and it has many, many benefits. I'm not here to knock it, but I get the attention of digital real estate because they hear real estate and they're like, I know real estate means wealth and money and cash flow, but you're saying the word virtual or digital. What is that? So here's what it is. There is a way to own properties on the internet and you make cash flow, recurring MRR every single month, monthly recurring revenue, just like you would from an apartment building that someone's renting out. But it's a little bit different. These properties, like I said, they're online, but they include things like websites, media ad campaigns, okay? Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, things like that. These are actual real properties that you own that are in your accounts, right? And what these properties do, if you set them up correctly for a chiropractor, for an online business coach, for an investor looking to raise more money for his fund, right? They have to come to you and basically rent these properties out. You own them, you design them, and you flip the switch on. And whatever type of client, customer, investor, or patient that they need to bring into their business, your digital campaigns are able to bring those to them, right?
Mm.
And they just pay you. Every time someone fills out a form online, they'll pay you $50, $100, right? Or if anyone closes a deal, depending on what it is, if it's a new investor, I've done deals where I've been paid $5,000 for every $100,000 collected. We more as a marketing fee, not necessarily tied to the actual money collected, right? But that's exactly what it is. It's all playing this digital economy game of media buying, funnel development, social media strategy, and management, things of this nature.
Wow, interesting. So basically, what I'm understanding is that you have these campaigns running or like these lead collection systems. And then if somebody wants to use it, they just reach out to you and they pay you some sort of fee to collect part of those leads
Right.
or all of them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We have digital properties that have generated interested buyers, leads, customers
Yeah.
for over 50 different types of niches and verticals now, including many small businesses that we spend money at every single day, including to the online, business or marketing coach or, real estate developer or fund manager.
Yeah, definitely. That's really cool, man. And so how do people, let's say a small business or a medium business, they want something like that. How do they know it's the right time to reach out to you and work with a company that does this?
That's a good question. They're probably, they could be in distress. Number one, they might be having to close shop, which is like the worst case scenario. So I've actually helped businesses go from going out of business. Actually, my first client ever was a limousine company that if they didn't get their numbers fixed, like within 60 days, they were actually going to like close shop and like try something else. Right. But I took them from a small home office into the 50th floor of one of the tallest buildings in San Diego, with a full floor of employees. So, but definitely there. But if there comes a point where you're looking at your balance sheet and you're like, man, we're not happy with the revenue. Like we want to grow. Like we have the opportunity to hire more employees, to take on more jobs, right? Like we want to grow. That's exactly when you need to start to look at running online media campaigns. And look, here's the deal. If you're not utilizing attention or captivating people's attention on their phone, like we all have one of these things, right? iPhone, Samsung, whatever. All of our attention's on there, right? I looked at my screen time the other day, 15 hours a day average. I'm not BSing on TikTok. No, I run my business from my phone, right? All day. I'm in Slack, I'm in Gmail, I'm on Zoom calls, right? And I keep up with friends and we run a lot of campaigns on Instagram. So I do check out Instagram. So you got to understand that over 80% of all online sales start with a video, whether you think so or not. Even go to Amazon. Before you buy some on Amazon, what is there on the page? You scroll down, there's videos of product description of people using the products, right? So 80% of all online sales start with video. So if you're not using video, we're on video, right? Why do you think you're doing a podcast? Because the attention is here. Everyone's on video, right? And congrats to you for doing that. Realize it at such an early time. So you got to be using video. People are on it. There's 3 billion active users on Facebook, 2 billion on Instagram. There's over 30 billion searches a day on Google, more than that. This is where the attention's at. So if you can learn how to monetize that, drive that traffic and attention to your website and to your business, you can scale, right? But you're not going to be able to do it if you don't spend. And I think a lot of businesses and entrepreneurs get caught up. Well, I want to scale, but like I want to do the organic thing and post content, and like maybe I don't want to spend money on ads. I want to be cheap. That's basically what they're saying. It's like, because they've maybe tried it in the past or an agency screwed them over. And hey, dude, I've been running an agency for 10 years now. I ran ads for some of the biggest names that you probably know. And I get it. There's a lot of flyby people, but tap into friends and relationships and people that have worked with people that are legit and that are vetted. But understand, if you want to scale, drive traffic, you got to do it. The organic game, there's nothing wrong with the organic game, by the way. I'm now in a place where I'm growing organically, and for 9 years, we've managed over 9 figures in media buying, right? And I'm just now, and the only reason why I have over 100,000 followers is because they just saw my ad and they're like, "Who the hell is this Douglas James guy?" They go to my Instagram and they just follow me, right? That's the only reason. So now I'm spending more time and attention on organic, and I see the opportunity there, but the fastest effective way to scale is through paid ads, which is all tracked. It's all manual. And here's the benefit too. A lot of businesses are like, and these are the old school ones. Oh my gosh, when I see this, they're like, "Oh, we have a billboard, on Highway 55, or we have a magazine, we got a newspaper." I'm like, dude, you can't even track that. Yeah, 100,000 people drive a day, but do you know how many people are coming to your business from the billboard? Like, everything's 100% tracked through these online media campaigns. So you got to tap into it if you want to scale.
Yeah, definitely. And how important would you say social media is for these businesses that are trying to grow, besides paid campaigns, but just social media in general? Should they be present on there? Is it possible to grow a business without social media, or what are your thoughts on that?
I think if you're not on social media today, in the consumer's mind, you're not legit. Like, straight up. Like, that's just how it is these days. There's 5 billion people on the planet using Facebook and Instagram, right? But if somebody sees you online, or they hear about you from a friend, what do? You're taking your significant other out to dinner. You're like, "All right, babe, where you want to go? Oh, let's try this new restaurant. Oh, let's look them up on Google reviews, or look them up on, what's that called, TripAdvisor. What are their reviews? Right? That's also other important things. Like Instagram and Facebook are important, but then there's all these other review platforms as well that are hyper important as well. They'll go look at the Instagram page. Let's look at the food. Let's see what people are posting about the food, right? So if you're not actively giving, the whole point of social media now for businesses is to give consumers an insight into what it would look like to do business with you before they give you money for what you do. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're not actively doing that, you're losing that game. Why? Because your competitor is doing it. Right. So my advice is to 100% be on social media, have an Instagram account, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of them, even a TikTok. Is it going to get shut down? Who the heck knows? Just use it. Right. Just freaking use it. It's available now. Right. Post content consistently. Don't worry about, I was just talking to our mutual buddy out here in the hallway. Don't just post content. Don't even worry if it looks good or not. That's another, people are like, oh, I don't know how to edit. I don't know if it's going to look good or whatever. Dude, just freaking post it. 95% of people aren't even going to see it anyway, right?
Yeah.
So your reach is smaller on organic, but it's mainly a digital doorstop. When somebody wants to look you up, they see your ad, they hear it from a friend, they go to your website, they go to your Instagram. Are they legit? Oh, they're relevant. They're posting active stuff. That's why you need to be on there.
Yeah, definitely. I love that. And how are you leveraging AI in your business?
We're doing really amazing things in AI. First off, in our digital real estate company, we're using AI to basically have thousands of conversations with leads a day with no human involved, and the AI is converting all those leads into appointments for our team to take. So, number one, if you're driving traffic online, or if you have a website where people fill out a form, right? You got to figure out how to use AI and train it. There's way. We have a company that does it for businesses, and the results are astounding. I mean, we're getting the average lead to appointment rate, like just using a funnel and like basic email or basic text message follow-ups, is like 10%. We're seeing 40% of leads turning into an actual booked appointment of someone wanting to do business with the company. That's 400% increase, and that's all AI, right?
Definitely.
So to me right now, from a marketing lead gen standpoint, which is my world of business, my main world of business, is learning how to generate appointments through AI. And then there's customer service as well. So if you have online products, digital products, or even physical products or services, if a customer ever wants to ask a question about your business hours, services, the cost for the services, you can actually train AI everything about your business and have a chat available on your site where they can answer questions. We've been able to do that too. So we've actually let go. I had an appointment setting team that I was paying, I don't know, 20 grand in flat fee services plus like 2% commission. We've let all but like 2 of them go and made all that money back. Our customer service department went from 5 people to 1 person, right? It's kind of scary and it's unfortunate, but I think Goldman Sachs said that 300 million jobs are going to get replaced by 2030, and it's happening right now. I'm involved in another AI company right now, where we built AI for a search traffic arbitrage company, so in digital marketing, and we took them from a 70 million year revenue to 200 million year revenue. And then we took them from a 25% profit margin to a 70% margin. And they fired 40% of their staff because the AI is doing everything for them. Right. And so this is what happens. So if you're worried about, on that topic, if you're worried about losing your job to AI, you have to quickly figure out how to adopt it and get efficient at it. Because if not, it will eventually replace you. So be an advocate for AI, adopt it, because it is coming for your job, it's coming for your business. But the quicker you can learn it and how to use it and implement it, you can be more valuable to the market.
Definitely. Cool. Now, if somebody's watching this and they're like, this is all great, how can I start implementing some of these things in my business to maybe have some of my own digital real estate or digital rental properties? How can people start doing that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually work with a lot of business owners or investors that are just looking for passive income. And it's actually, digital real estate offers a unique, ability to, generate cash, just like real estate, right? Yeah, we do help the regular 9 to 5 or person that's looking to get into the digital economy and maybe shift careers and teach them about this. But what's also interesting is business owners, people that have cash to invest and deploy. So we've worked with a lot of people and helped set up those properties. But if you're looking for a step-by-step, number one, you should go to douglasjamescollective.com. Number one, I would go there and you can start there. But number two is I would look at these different niches. Like if you're somebody that's in the real estate space and you want to set up properties to cash flow from, your whole thing might be I'm a real estate investor. I just need more funds, right? I want to raise funds for my fund, right? So you would set up a campaign online, right, and just have a site that is collecting leads. And you would just target real people that are looking to real estate invest on Google, Facebook, Instagram, because it has all these targeted platforms. And you would have to design the campaigns in those business managers, and then just run the traffic. Spend 100,000, 10,000 a day. But obviously, that's definitely something you're going to want professional guidance on. If you throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks, you're probably going to lose a lot of money. So, like we said earlier, get a coach, get a mentor, or hire a trusted agency partner to do it. If you go like to my YouTube channel, if you just pop in Douglas James, I have a bunch of videos. There's a lot of free content as well that you can check out.
Awesome. Cool. So somebody can basically learn how to run these ads just from your YouTube.
Yeah, they certainly could. I post a lot of free content, but if they wanted to get more strategic help from me, that option's available too.
Yeah. Now, do you have a proven method for people to go viral on social media, or is it just kind of, if it works, it works?
Yeah. So the viral aspect, I can spend, $1 million on a single video, and we could probably get, 100 million views on that video, right?
You'll know for sure you'll get 100 million views.
Yeah, the CPM's around $10 each. So every 1,000 people we reach, it costs about $10. Yeah, so about yes.
Okay, so you're boosting that video through advertising,
right?
Okay,
So
gotcha.
that's one way to do it, and to be honest, a lot of people do that in the professional space. There is to go viral. It really has to be eye catching. It has to be different, and it has to be weird sometimes. I'm actually not the super go-to person to go viral, just to be honest. But we spent I'm gonna have campaigns right now where we know every $10 we spend, we're getting 1,000 views on that video. So on the consumer's mind, when they see a video that has 1 million views, they're like, "Wow, this went viral. Let me like it, comment. Let me go to their page. Let me click on the link in their bio. This person must be legit, right?" So honestly, paid ads is kind of like it's a hack, right? It's a tactic that you can use to look like you've gone viral to other people. And what it does is it builds credibility, it builds rapport super fast. Because if they see videos with tens of thousands or millions of views, that's instant credibility that you're getting in the consumer's mind. So, my approach would be to go through paid ads for that.
Awesome. Cool, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today. This has been very informative. I learned a lot personally, and yeah, just excited for our viewers and listeners to be able to apply some of this stuff and maybe even build some digital rental properties for themselves. So thank you so much for joining us, guys. This was Better Business with Austin Zelan with our guest, Douglas James, and I'll see you all on the next episode.